Hi, everybody. You're listening to the Spin Market Report on the Spin Market Podcast Network, where real stories meet real impact. Our podcast network has thousands of local and regional listeners tuning in each week. That means businesses are getting heard and communities are staying connected. Did you want to get your brand in front of a highly engaged audience? Contact Spin Market today at www.spinmarket.com for more information. Now let's get into the episode.
It's the Spin Market Report. Here's your host, Peter Stockdale.
All right, we are back. Spin Market Report, another Marketing Monday. Last week, we had a replay episode. First time we've ever done that, but we have a nice catalog of things to go through. So
exactly. That was an appropriate one as well, to talking about why every business needs a podcast, or just about every business could use a podcast.
Yeah, it can be very beneficial if you're looking to get some words out there to the public, in different ways you slice and dice it. But this Monday, we're sitting down with Anthony Finn. Anthony Finn, you are the sales account manager for Wholestone Farms. You were referred to me by the producer for the podcast, Mackenzie, and she said, you gotta interview this guy. It was really kind of cool. You did leadership for Dodge. Is that what it was?
Correct. Yep.
Nice. All right. So this is going to be really kind of fun because Wholestone Farms and Prestage are kind of, I don't want to say like merged, but they have like a partnership going, right?
Joint venture. Correct.
Nice. Yep. Nice. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. First and foremost, though, can you tell us a little bit about your background? Maybe how'd you find your way into this industry?
Very interesting story, Peter.
That's what this is all about, interesting stories.
Previous life, I was an educator.
All right.
Striving towards Spanish education on the secondary level.
Mm-hmm.
Got into community college level, adult education, and through that, offering programs based off workforce development, and in the process of leading my students towards career choices, opportunities as a career navigator. Stumbled upon opportunities to learn more of the manufacturing sector.
Oh.
And one of my classes learned more of the new facility that was being built right down the road, what is known today as Prestage Foods.
That place is huge.
Yes.
Enormous.
Yeah, it's one of those places where it's far enough out in the country that if you're just driving on, I want to say like main highways, you might miss it. But if you go on the back roads, you're just like, what is this place? And
because it goes so far down that road on it, but if you're going down the blacktop, you only see part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really kind of cool.
700,000 square feet.
Gee,
it's enormous.
When you were growing up, you didn't necessarily think like, oh, I'm going to go work in agriculture or food production or anything like that, did you?
Not at all.
No, but
not at all.
But it ended up working out for you then. I mean, how long have you been there?
6 years.
6 years. So that's, I think you mentioned before this, that's like since it opened then.
Since it's opened, 2019.
Wow. That's awesome. So what does your role there look like on a day-to-day basis? Like how is what you're doing different than maybe somebody on the line?
Sales account manager, kind of fancy term for just a sales representative.
Okay.
So morning starts out checking inventory. I oversee a few products. And then once we get availability for what to sell, reaching out to customers, touching base, follow-ups.
So when you say customers, are these like small or like big? Are we talking like whole grocery stores, or are we talking like small mom and pop operations of some kind?
I sell to both.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is. You're going to sell it to somebody.
Exactly. Yep.
That's cool. I mean, how many head of pig do you have going through there every day?
Daily, about 10,300 on average.
Okay. So there's plenty of stuff to sell.
Plenty.
That's awesome.
And a little extra sometimes.
Yes.
All right. So this is something that was new to me when you were recommended to come on the podcast. I was like, Wholestone Farms, I don't know too much about it. I go look it up and I'm like, well, they're got the joint venture with Prestige. So maybe for those unfamiliar with Wholestone Farms, kind of like I was going into this, like how does it fit into the larger pork industry? Like how do what you guys do? Like how did you end up joining up with Prestige to make this joint venture?
Prestage Foods started off in 2019. Through the progression of the years, we just needed a little assistance just to capitalize on what we want to do to be successful. And then around 2018, Wholestone Farms got established in Fremont, Nebraska. They purchased that from a former facility, Hormel plant. And then in doing so in their term, they need a little extra help to solidify what their needs were. We were competitors starting off. We were familiar with each other. They helped us get trained in the very beginning, so huge helping hand coming from the Fremont facility. And in turn, that we were the most updated, most technological advanced facility. They're coming up to learn about our process.
That's awesome. I feel like that happens, and I'm not going to say it happens all the time, but I feel like the pork industry, that happens a lot. There's a lot of like sharing of information and people kind of helping each other out, whether that be across state lines or sometimes even farther.
Yeah, even global wise.
Yeah.
But it's all innovation. What's the newest technology? What is your process looking like that we can implement or have ideas in order to be successful? Anything that you can share to, I guess, everybody comes out with a better outcome is beneficial to have in place.
Yeah, and I mean that goes from like the pork producers all the way to the plants where you guys are either, I don't say manufacturing. What would you call it? It's not
manufacturing. Yeah,
okay, so
yeah, for sure.
All the way down to the customers. So I mean that goes from basically farm to table, I guess. Correct. Would be the term that everybody uses. Yep. So what makes you guys unique compared to other pork operations or pork processors?
For as large scale as we are, Fremont processes about 10,500 head a day, so a little bit more, 11,500 head a day. So they're doing a little bit more than the Eagle Grove plant.
That's so much. That's wild.
It is a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I cut meat for 10 years, so like I've cut up my fair share of hogs in my life, but just to think that, man, I probably never touched that much meat. And for over 10 years, as you guys are doing in a single day, in just one of those plants.
Mm-hmm, correct.
That's wild.
But with that, which makes us unique, we are still locally owned. All of our hogs are locally sourced. And to have that magnitude of a facility with that many employees to still be family oriented, that's what makes us different.
Well, that was one of the reasons that you selected this area to build a new plant, was the easy or more readily available hogs that here versus shipping from a long distance.
Correct. Prestage Farms, which is also owned by the Prestage family, that is the company that pretty much supplies our hogs. And a lot of those farms, a lot of people don't know, are centered around Iowa and Minnesota in our local area.
Nice.
So it makes sense to put the plant where it is.
Right.
Just for that, I guess, supply and demand of hogs.
So do you bring in anything from like, I want to say like outside, like other than Prestige Farms, do you bring anything from other farmers and producers?
On the flip side of the business, going back to the Wholestone Farms, that is a farmers cooperative.
I saw something about that. Can you explain that a little bit to us?
So our farmers who supply our hogs are the owners of the Wholestone side.
Oh, cool.
And they're located same area, southern Minnesota, specifically out of Pipestone, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, etc. Mm-hmm. So their hogs are in the same area as well.
Oh, nice. So you have this, I don't want to say like, it's almost like the farmers co-op of all the small guys teamed up with all the big guys. And you're like, let's team up and do this together then.
Correct. Yeah. So farmers cooperative made up of farmers out of Fremont, and then the Prestige family's farms on the Prestage Food sides.
Awesome. That's cool. Okay. So this is all coming together. This is one of my favorite parts about the podcast. I feel like there's always a point where like the light bulb clicks for me. It's like, all right, I get what's happening here now. So that was actually the next question. Like, what was the relationship between them? But like, was it just the fact that they were like kind of, I want to say, competitors within the industry, that you guys just knew each other and trained each other, and then it was just best going forward for everybody?
Correct. For our own interest, it was smarter to come together
than trying to recreate the wheel.
Pretty much.
On there, yeah.
Recreate the wheel and trying to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you guys think you complement each other in that aspect too, being like two slightly different oriented companies in that sense?
I mean, we're still the same, but yet each facility is a little bit slightly different. Fremont did update their fabrication floor to mirror Eagle Grove's floor.
Cool.
So we're looking for consistency, the same process, just dialing it down so we can be pretty much like twin companies, sister companies.
So what about like advantages to the pork producers? I'm assuming that like having you guys be like sister companies kind of helped out all the smaller pork producers. It's not like they didn't have somewhere to go with all their pork, down there at the Fremont plant, but I'm assuming that it benefited you guys to be able to take some of that technology or like maybe to see what was going on just about a state away, like what's different over here that we could do over here. But like, were there any like direct benefits that you saw or like ways that you realized that, we actually do complement each other really well in this aspect?
Very noticeable. Our, I guess, customer pool increased.
Oh yeah.
So then we can ship out of both plants to our customers, maybe on, somebody located to the east versus going to the west, and that facility can support that transit time a little bit sooner.
Okay.
A lot of benefits.
So that's a lot of benefits, not only to you guys, but to maybe the retail side of things, and also once again possibly to the consumers if the savings get passed along to the consumers in that aspect as well.
Correct.
Cool. So you have day-to-day operations at Prestige and day-to-day operations at Wholestone Farms. Are they intermingled at all? Like, is there one oversight? Like, is there like a board of directors or like something like, is there like a group of people that are like, this is what's going to be best for both of us going forward? Or do you make decisions at one plant and the other plant independently, depending on what needs to happen?
It depends what it is and coming from what department.
Okay.
But there are departments that are shared amongst both facilities under that umbrella of the joint venture. Mm-hmm. But then also operation-wise, they don't really communicate.
Okay.
So Eagle Grove operations will do what they need to get through the day. Same thing with Wholestone. But then collectively as a sales group or a business management group, we will come together and discuss both plans.
Okay. So you can still kind of, they still have their autonomy, it sounds
Correct.
like then.
Yep.
Okay. But even though there is, whatever, an oversight board of some sort, like a management team kind of helping out. Do you think that's beneficial? Like, I guess I don't have any interaction. I've never interacted with something kind of like that. The closest would be like working for a big box store. And then there's obviously like the corporate headquarters, but like, I don't feel like that's quite exactly what you guys have there. Is it?
We come together to maybe capitalize for a customer.
Okay.
How much product can we get to them? Can we ship out of both facilities?
Right.
Then that we're coming together to determine within the sales team of, hey, this is the product we need to move and this is where it's going to ship from.
Okay.
But then coming down to, hey, is this belly? How's it going to be made? That's going to be just operational in-house. They aren't really going to share that day-to-day communication with the other facility.
Okay. All right. So it's much more in the management end of things and quite a bit less in the production end of things.
Correct. Exactly.
All right. So one of the things I had on here that was a question, and I honestly wasn't sure if I should ask this, but you greenlit it, so this is going to be a good one. Pork production and sustainability. I know that that's something maybe not so much in the modern era has been brought up. In the past, it was something that was kind of like a hot button issue for a while, but like what steps has Wholestone taken to like ensure that there's responsible sustainability for the environment and for the production of pork going forward?
Okay, just relating to that environmental mentality, the Eagle Grove plant, we do have a lot of, I guess, advancements towards protecting the environment and just staying up to date and looking ahead in the future. And one of those is kind of an air incinerator.
Okay.
Kind of burning the air just to make sure we don't smell up our area up there. So we're kind of being polite to our neighbors, our farmers up there. Mm-hmm. Then also methane, we catch methane from the pigs that we can utilize for operating some small motors.
Oh, wow. That's super cool. Mm-hmm. That reminds me of when we were talking to, I believe it was Cargill or CJ Bio. We were talking to CJ Bio. He was talking about doing some of that stuff there. It seems like the obvious answer, but every time somebody says it, it's just like, that's cool. Somebody went through and figured this out and then found out a way to collect it and reuse this as far as like an environmental protection kind of a stance. That's really cool. I would have never thought of that, but I mean, that's obviously why there's people there thinking about it, doing their job.
Well, what's nice is that you are a brand new plant and you were able to, from the very beginning, implement those type of things versus having to go in and renovate on it. And so they've been able to really capitalize on the things over, because you're probably one of the newest pork.
One of the few newest, correct.
Out there. Mm-hmm. So you've been able to capitalize on the things that have been learned over all the years that maybe some of the other plants haven't been able to implement just because of renovations and the cost and how it would work within their facility.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing I didn't even think about. So, doing it right from the beginning.
Staying ahead of what's right from the beginning.
Ah, there you go. Yeah. All right. So
and thinking about that while you were building the buildings, because you knew that there was going to have to be some other things that are going to come up, but having that already in at least the planning stage or the ability to implement.
Correct. And they wanted that plant to be the best at the time. So even in-house, we have great automation and robotics. So if we're doing something on, internally, what are we doing externally for everyone else? Mm-hmm. So they want to make that the best plan.
You're talking about the robotics. That is really to watch how precise it is, and
it's fun to watch.
It's amazing.
Correct.
Yeah, that was something I remember when our producer Mackenzie had went on the tour there. She was talking all about that, and I had worked in I was a butcher. I worked in the meat industry in some capacity, and that's like the biggest thing is waste. You don't want to waste anything, and if you do, you have to try to find a way to reclaim it and use it again.
Yep.
And I don't have the stats off the top of my head. Maybe you know them. This is just something I'm talking off the cuff about, but she was talking about how like the waste was minimized so much by using machines and laser guiding things, and you could figure out exactly, like, if I cut it exactly right here, I'm going to have the least amount of waste, and it's going to be the most product to the customer, et cetera, which is, mind blowing to me, because when I was doing it, it was just me and a table and a knife, and you're just like, you look at it twice and cut once, and you're just like, there, I hope I did good,
It's consistency over a large amount of hogs.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I mean, that makes me think about some of the stuff I like to think about this is like the amount of bacon that must come out of there. I'm not a bacon guy, but when you're talking about 10,000 plus heads of hog, that's a lot of bacon.
A lot of bellies, yeah, for sure.
That's awesome. Can you share any examples of how Wholestone is working towards more sustainable or efficient operations? We talked about reclaiming some of the methane. We talked about having the newest technology on hand. We talked about basically being nice to your neighbors, reclaiming some of the smell, which is actually something, again, I didn't think about. I've driven past, in different states, I want to say like rendering plants of sorts, and they don't always...
That's the first one that comes to mind.
Yeah, they don't always smell the best, but now that you mention that, don't ever recall smelling anything driving past Prestige every time I've driven past it. That's
amazing.
It's wild. That's so cool. So are there any other examples of this, like sustainable initiatives or efficiency in your operations? Is there anything that like I haven't touched on quite yet that it's like high on your list of things there?
Just the social aspect of just listening to our employees and providing what we think is needed, and also getting feedback from them, creating opportunities to be safety committee members. If it's a pay incentive, or we need to be a little more competitive because we're in an area of all manufacturing sectors, well, how can we maintain our employees? Let's listen to them. What is the pay out there like? Let's try to be a little bit competitive.
Okay.
So on the social economic level, I think we're doing the right thing just to retain our employees, give them opportunities.
Yeah.
And investing in the future.
So even from like an HR perspective, you guys are trying to stick out there in the forefront at all times.
Yep.
I do see occasionally some job, openings or like, apply today. And I just cause I used to cut meat, I always like to just like click on it and look at it real quick. And I would say
what job was it? No, I'm kidding.
Very competitive pay though, honestly. Like there's a reason I know so many people that work out there. There's a reason people will drive one county over to go work there instead of working in their hometown at, XYZ place, So I do want to say that's something as far as, Prestige, Wholestone Farms, et cetera. Like that's the one thing I remember seeing a lot of was like when a job opening came around, it's like, it's serious business. It's a job where you're going to be in a manufacturing facility, but you're getting compensated very well for doing so.
Yeah, we got to make something appealing for them. Like you said, it's the distance. We're located in a very rural area. Mm-hmm. How do we get people to come up here and be committed and to want a career out of the company? And it's not just from Eagle Grove, because you're outside of Eagle Grove, quote unquote, but like correct. There's people coming from Humboldt, Fort Dodge. I know at one point in time I knew somebody from Pocahontas driving over. Yep. That's 2 counties away, yep. Which again speaks volumes to what you guys are doing over there at the Prestige plant there. So let's see. We got one question left on the list here. So what role does Wholestone Farms play in supporting local communities and producers? We had talked about Wholestone was the farmers cooperative. Right. So they're doing a lot of that. Is there any other ways that we haven't really brought up too much? That's definitely from the producer's standpoint, but how about like local communities or consumers' standpoint? How do you guys benefit them? Just local community wise of putting our product into the stores around here. To the grocery stores that you can go out there and buy our product. You can purchase what we have available.
Nice. And that is coming locally. So, you're not, we're lucky that we're in basically like hog heaven, no joke, no pun intended, but like this is
correct. You're right.
Yeah. We don't have to worry about, it's kind of like fish. Like you might not buy fish here because you have to go coast to coast to get the fish, but like this is where the pork's at, baby. Like this is where the good stuff is.
Iowa's now the #1 hog producer in the country, so it all makes sense.
Oh wow, was it okay? So when Iowa wasn't #1, who was #1? Do you know that off the top of your head?
Was it South Carolina?
It's Carolina or Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. It was out east.
I guess I always thought it was Iowa, but
I think we've been 3 and 4 usually.
All right. Well, I missed that one, but
You learned something today, too.
I did. I actually learned a lot. This is something that, again, like going into this, I didn't know. I knew that there was a partnership of sorts, but I didn't know exactly how to explain it. I didn't know exactly what all was going on in the background to make this all happen. I didn't realize it was big farm plus co-op of small farms joining together to make one operation that benefits everybody, from the big farm all the way down to the small farm, to the consumers, to the employees. We even talked about the employees. It benefits the employees, it benefits your neighbors in those areas. Environmentally, you're looking forward, always future facing. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this, is knowing that this industry has always kind of leaned that direction. And, at least having the focus going into the future, as far as technology and things like that. So I do have one question left. I usually end a lot of this stuff on the same question. And this question is one that I ask everybody, and everybody answers it a little bit different because it's kind of an open-ended, weird question. But can you name a time? I mean, we're in a marketing firm here. Can you name a time where marketing impacted you and you possibly didn't know it until afterwards? This could be from a work standpoint, personal standpoint, going out shopping, getting food after work, whatever it happens to be. That's a big question. It's a big question.
Very big question.
Sometimes people will be like, I drove past this billboard, I saw this thing, and then before I knew it, it was in my hand. Some people say this commercial always gets me. Some people say when I'm at work, I see these things and I realize that these are marketing opportunities that we're taking that I didn't realize we were taking, or we need to start taking, or things like that. Are there any ways that you can maybe describe marketing impacting your life?
Wow. I would have to relate, I guess, to today.
Yeah. Okay.
Just getting the Prestage name out there in the past, and same mentality. People didn't really understand or know too much about the company, and then getting involved with the Growth Alliance and the leadership class, and then kind of expanding. I guess I wouldn't say promoting what the company is, but people are starting to understand and realize, oh, hey, this is Prestage Foods. This is who they are, and leading up into this is where I am today. Yeah, I would not have even realized or even think I would be here today based on the past several months or years of my employment at the company.
This might be kind of weird. I usually just end on this question, but you made me think about something. So doing these leadership Fort Dodge, you do like tours out at Prestige and things like that. What is that like? Do you see a lot of people's faces light up, kind of like, oh, I never thought I would be able to even look inside of this building, or I had no clue what was happening. We used to all be everybody used to live on a farm. Every single person did almost, and now Americans are so far away from the farm. Do you feel it is enlightening to people to come into a place like this and realize where their food comes from?
I do believe so. Yeah. I think there's a lot of misconception or misunderstanding with the type of work that we do at Prestige. And until you come up there and understand the process and see it, I mean, it's a very clean, very humane process. And it kind of wipes out those misconceptions once you understand our full process. Yeah, exactly. Again, one of the things I don't know why, this is the thing I'm going to take away from this and be thinking about for probably days, is the fact that it doesn't smell when you drive past it. Like, it was something I never thought of. And it's because you did such a good job there of making sure that was something that wasn't on my mind when, I don't know. It's just kind of wild to think like, yeah, you know what? It doesn't smell when I drive past. And it blows my mind because you just think it would. And because it doesn't, I just never thought about it. Our rendering facility is fabulous. That is so cool. That's so cool. Awesome. Is there anything that we didn't bring up on this discussion that you feel like would be a good topic to bridge with any listeners out there? We covered it all, huh? Yep. I guess did a good job. Anything else, please suggest. All right. Call in if you got any questions. No, we're not live. Yeah, we're not live. I'm just kidding. But you can call. You can still call us and ask a question. We'll get it to Tony. Not a problem. Absolutely. Actually, there will be a number listed probably in the description or at the ending credits. So this is really enlightening. As a matter of fact, I really enjoyed this. Being somebody that at one point in time had worked, I want to say in an adjacent industry to yours. I was more on the retail end of it than anything, but getting products from pork producers and taking the primal cuts down to their retail cuts, and it's just really kind of cool to know that just a county away, they're out there piecing all this stuff up for the general populace to consume. It's so cool. We feed locally, we feed nationally, we feed globally. Globally is wild too. Like we're at the end of this basically, but
what other countries do you ship to? Like, can I ask that? Like, is it going north and south across the borders? Is it going over the oceans?
Yep, correct.
Wow.
Correct
Okay.
to all above.
That's wild. That's so cool.
Or then you can go down the street and find it in your local grocery
Yes,
store.
right there at Fairway.
So, yeah,
I see
correct.
it all the time. Actually buy it periodically as well.
That's awesome. This is so fun. This is really great. So, Anthony or Tony, I guess I should have asked at the beginning. Do you prefer Tony?
Tony.
Tony. All right, Tony. Sorry for calling you Anthony at the beginning of this.
Official, don't worry.
Yeah, but thank you very much for joining on this podcast. It was really fun. This is really enlightening.
Appreciate it. Had a great time.
Yep.
One thing that we like is Buster is our mascot. And if you would give Buster a little rub on the head for good luck, we always wish our
take
guests
good luck.
good luck. Good luck.
Appreciate
okay,
it.
good.
Yeah,
Thank
for
you.
anybody that checked our social media, we would put Sadie up there, but I don't think she'd sit there the whole the whole podcast
Our
episode.
CPO.
If you guys are looking for any links for Prestige, I'm going to put them down below. Check it out. If you guys got any questions, send them that way. And again, thank you very much.
I appreciate it. Thank you
Yes,
guys.
thank you.
This podcast is produced by Spin Market and Digital. Located in Fort Dodge, Iowa, Spin Market's highly skilled team can help you increase your market by updating your website, improving SEO, designing advertisements, and producing podcasts that will grab the attention of your market. Contact Spin Market today for all your digital marketing needs at digitalagent@spinmarket.com or call us at 515-302-8026. And to learn more, visit our website at www.spinmarket.com. That's digitalagent@spinmarket.com or 515-302-8026. Or visit our website at www.spinmarket.com.